Greetings, family, and welcome to another edition of KSOL Black Talk Radio, the new black media. Today is Saturday, January 5th, 2019. Family, today, Saturday, marked a rally for Jazmine Barnes. It was an outpour of grief and pleas for answers. Relatives of Jazmine Barnes, the 7-year-old Texas girl who was fatally shot inside a moving car, grieved this Saturday at an emotionally charged rally not far from where the gunman opened fire on a family that was out on a morning coffee run. Nearly 1,000 people gathered to honor Jazmine and to urge law enforcement to find this criminal, who the police said attacked on December 30th without provocation. Jazmine, who was black, was in the car with her mother and 3 sisters when a white man pulled his red pickup truck beside them and began shooting, the police said. A bullet struck Jazmine in the head and she died at the scene, the police said. The gunman was described as a white man in his 30s or 40s wearing a hooded sweatshirt. Quote, "We're going to find him no matter what corner we have to turn," said LaPortia Washington, Jazmine's mother, who was driving at the time of the attack. "We're going to find you." In the crowd, a call and response chant demanded, quote, "Justice for Jazmine." They embraced one another and a pastor led them in prayer. Ms. Washington told the Houston Chronicle that she believed the attack was racially motivated, and the case has drawn attention from civil rights activists across the country. The mother says, "I have no tint on any windows of my car or anything, so you can see there's a mother, a black mother, with daughters, beautiful children," she told CNN. "You took my baby from me, and you have no care in the world." And of course, just like clockwork, the sheriff, and I don't know why this happens in every single case, but the sheriffs, they always seem to add their 2 cents into the story, which doesn't help at all. But nonetheless, Sheriff Ed Gonzalez, he sounds like a suspected white Hispanic, of Harris County, Texas, said at a news conference this week that it was too early for investigators to speculate about the gunman's motive because he had not yet been identified. Well, we know that this racist system that's set up across America, this system that they call a justice system, that really has nothing to do with justice. It only has to do with being racist and terrorizing black people across America. That's what this system is about. But nonetheless, this system always comes up with excuses for these terrorists, for these criminals when they have white skin. This is what sane, intelligent human beings are faced with. And I say to you, white people who happen to be watching this video, don't even come into my comment section saying a damn thing unless you are in your communities addressing these issues towards other white people who look just like you, if you're one of those good white people. If you're not, don't even think about leaving me a message. I don't care. Anyways, community members drew a connection to a shooting in August 2017, which remains unsolved. In that episode, a white man in a pickup truck opened fire with an AR-15 style rifle at a car carrying Avonta Williams, who was black, and his girlfriend's family, according to the sheriff's office and Mr. Williams' mother. No one was killed, but both of Mr. Williams' legs were shattered by a bullet, said his mother. The girlfriend's grandmother was also injured in that incident. Sheriff Gonzalez said the police were taking a fresh look at that case for any possible links to the recent attack. The shootings occurred about 6 miles apart, he said. Now, as I stated, this was 2019. They're just now looking at a case that's been unsolved since 2017. And you heard it. That too was involving a black family. So it appears that when black families or black people are involved in these cases, the police don't do their jobs. They're just now trying to put a link together in the two cases. And I would imagine it's because black people told them to. Black people had to remind the police of this situation. I'm sure. It's the only time police do their jobs is when we tell them how to do their jobs. And they operate on supposedly high IQ. Supposedly. Well, family, Lee Merritt, a Philadelphia-based lawyer representing Jazmine's family, said on Saturday he believed the shooting had the markings of a hate crime, in part because of the randomness and unprovoked nature of the attack. Well, most black people in America, we know that this is a hate crime. But see, white people in America, they do not like the truth. They don't want to hear the truth, especially when it's dealing with black people. White people would rather close their eyes, put their heads in the sand or in their butts, and pretend like it just doesn't exist. They'd rather go on acting like all is fine and going back to eating their apple and cherry pies and continuing on with their white violence across America. White violence should be addressed. It needs to be addressed on a national level. The United States Representative Sheila Jackson Lee, a Democrat whose district includes parts of Houston, said the racial dynamics of the case were apparent. Quote, "Do not be afraid to call this what it seems to be, a hate crime," she told the crowd, demanding an investigation by the Justice Department. You know, I don't even know why we use terms like that, like Justice Department. Is that what it is? Is that what you call it? I don't call it that. I don't know what you would call it, but I would say that I would hope that whatever type of institution it is that checks and balances crimes, injustice, and wrongdoing, whatever institution you call that, that's the one I would call upon to look into this situation. Not what they've been doing, not the business as usual. That is a crock of shit. That's not justice. It has nothing to do with justice whatsoever. The system we've been seeing in place has nothing to do with justice. Not at all. I know that's what you call it, but the reality is, if you have your eyes open, if you're sane and intelligent human being, then you know good and damn well that what they call a justice system has nothing to do with justice. This system supports white violence, white tyranny, and white racism, and it maintains that ugly, evil behavior via its courts and via its media apparatus, and by white Americans who remain silent on these issues. This is Jax at KSOL Black Talk Radio, the new black media. Hoping you like this video, share it, and don't forget to subscribe. Before we go out, I just want to give a major kudos to DeAndre Hopkins, the wide receiver for the Houston Texans, who pledged to donate his check of approximately $29,000-$30,000 to help pay for Jazmine's funeral. that was very commendable. It would be an honor to see other athletes and responsible parties who have the resources to step up and help this family. No justice, no peace, the crowd chanted. Many parents said the shooting put them in fear of their own lives and those of their children. Lastly, I forgot to mention that this rally took place at the Walmart parking lot, about a half a mile from where the attack took place. And I would just want to say that Walmart handing in those surveillance camera shots of that red vehicle, that is a damn shame. It's a crying shame that in 2019 that all we get is granules, that all you get is blurred images of something that you have to try to make sense of. That's a damn shame in 2019 when Big Brother is everywhere and that's all you can come up with. Something is wrong. It stinks. Something is very fishy in this story, and I don't trust not one of these white organizations whatsoever. To other white people who are hearing this video, you might find that surprising, shocking, or you might even say it's racist. It has nothing to do with being racist. It has everything to do with being smart, intelligent, and not accepting the shenanigans and bullshit you guys have been feeding us with your plan that you're mentally unstable or mentally insane or not fit to stand trial, and try to skate around your accountability, around your responsibility. Those days are numbered. We're done with that. Peace out.